back to the Rich Alvarez show. We have an exciting day here, and by exciting I mean a day where I don't have to put up a spoiler warning because today we're not talking about Avengers or Game of Thrones or anything like that. Today we're talking simply about the fact that Robert Pattinson has been cast as the Batman, in the new Matt Reeves film, The Batman. Now, of course, this is sparking a little bit of controversy as subjects of as basically everything does these days. That's the best way I can put it. So Robert Pattinson, best known as playing Edward in the Twilight movies, the glittering vampire, is now your Batman. And I don't want to be too negative about it. I don't care for the Twilight films at all. But I know that a lot of people do. Of course, Robert Pattinson is a actor of many talents. He's been in many movies. He was, of course, Cedric Diggory in the Harry Potter films as well. And he's had some more grounded roles after Twilight. There was a Cronenberg film he did, Good Times. Good Times was not the Cronenberg film, but it was another film where he did a very good performance. So the question that is being presented to all of us, but I will be presenting to you, is: do you think that Robert Pattinson has what it takes to be Batman? And again, I don't like to be, he can't be Batman, because, we all said back in the day that, Heath Ledger, he can't be the Joker. And then in my personal opinion, this is just my personal opinion, I love Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, but I didn't think he was the Joker. And what I mean by that is, I'm a nostalgia baby. I love, Mark Hamill's Joker in Batman the Animated Series, and that's what I think of when I think of the Joker. And Heath Ledger wasn't anything like that. So I was like, he's doing a fantastic Academy Award-worthy performance being this psychopath. But he's not the Joker. That's just how I took it. But that performance was still a fantastic performance. And I think we were all proven wrong that Heath Ledger was, not cast right for that film. Having said that, Matt Reeves believes in Robert Pattinson. So if we're going to believe in Matt Reeves at all as a director, then we need to believe in Robert Pattinson. Otherwise, we just don't believe in this movie. I guess a more in-depth question would be, do we think that this movie is going to be part of the DCEU? It kind of seems like the DC, universe films, Batman v Superman, Justice League, etc. It seems like that's kind of, not really their aim anymore. Aquaman mentioned, one or two things that were relevant to Justice League, and I don't think Shazam did at all. So, again, the new Wonder Woman movie, Wonder Woman 1984, again takes place in the past and probably won't have much connection to the larger world. Do you think that DC, and really Warner Brothers, because unlike Disney, who owns Marvel Studios, and Marvel Studios is its own movie studio, there is no DC Studios. It's just Warner Brothers. They own DC, and they've never given DC its own, hub, its own silo to have its own studio. It's just Warner Brothers making movies with using their DC license. Just to clarify that. But the point is, it doesn't really seem like they're contributing to the overarching universe anymore, since Batman v Superman and Justice League didn't perform as well as they would have liked them to perform. So it seems like, especially with this new Joker film with Joaquin Phoenix, that's, not the Joker we knew from Suicide Squad. That's a whole new Joker set in, I believe, the 70s, and it's a solo film. So is Warner Brothers going more the solo film route now with their characters? They've, it's hard to say, because in interviews with producers and directors, they all kind of say different things, and nobody's really willing to commit an answer to this question at all. But I would say, since Robert Pattinson is not Ben Affleck, and he's much younger than Ben Affleck, there's a fantastic and reasonable chance that this movie, The Batman, directed by Matt Reeves, is not connected to the overarching DCEU, and it would make sense for it not to be. Is it a prequel to Batman v Superman? Is Robert Pattinson supposed to be the same Batman as Ben Affleck, just younger? I gotta tell you, highly unlikely. I really believe that The Batman is going to be just its very own movie. And I think that's just where, Warner Brothers just realized they couldn't make super mega, $3 billion Avengers movies like Marvel's doing, so they decided just to go more the solo route. It makes sense to me. So I guess the two questions that I'd be presenting to you is, do you think this movie is connected to the DCEU? And of course, my first question, do you think that Robert Pattinson is the right choice to play Batman? And again, I don't know. He's had some good roles. He's had some bad roles. His experience in a giant franchise, via Twilight wasn't really the best showing for him. I thought he was very stagnant and boring in those movies. And then, of course, when he was Cedric Diggory earlier in Harry Potter, he really hadn't had much acting experience. So I don't think that that's the best example. Let's take a look at some of the questions we're getting in from the live feed. We say, Michael Pisciorino. I'm sorry, I'm butchering that name. It looks like it might be Italian. I'm Italian too, so, I hope, but I'm not that great at pronouncing a lot of Italian last names, because guess what? I don't live in Italy. But anyways, let me just answer your question here. You say, after just learning of this guy in the last minute, I'm not setting my expectations too high. So maybe you didn't know of Robert Pattinson before. And then you say, not to say he's not talented, but for Batman, again, not setting expectations too high. Yeah, I wouldn't set any expectations, really. I know that, we are all fans and we all make these speculation videos, so it's our job to kind of talk and speculate and try to, figure out what our feelings are. But this is, again, one of those things where I don't know how I feel, because I don't know what kind of Batman movie this is really going for right now. It could be the case that Robert Pattinson really fits the mold for whatever they're going for in this movie, or it could be the case that they're going for more of a classic Batman feel, and then just like how I felt like Alden Ehrenreich didn't really fit the character of Han Solo in Solo, a Star Wars movie, we could be getting ourselves into another getting all tongue-tied, another Solo, a Star Wars movie situation where Robert Pattinson just doesn't feel like Batman. Of course, that was different, though, with Solo, because only one man had played Han Solo before Ehrenreich, and that was, of course, Harrison Ford. And so what we really see as Han Solo, in my opinion, is Harrison Ford. Because Harrison Ford, for the most part, just plays Harrison Ford. He does a little bit of tonal differences between, say, like Indiana Jones and Han Solo, but for the most part, he's Harrison Ford. And so, the new one, it didn't really, since it wasn't Harrison Ford, it didn't feel like it. I think they underestimated how much we liked the character of Han Solo because it was played by Harrison Ford, and I think that was the biggest mistake of that movie. It's different with Batman, of course, because we've had several people play Batman. We've had performances that we like and performances we don't like, and of course everybody's opinion varies extremely on who their favorite Batman was. A lot of people swear by Christian Bale. A lot of people swear by Michael Keaton back in the 80s and 90s. I would say my favorite, just like Mark Hamill, my favorite Batman would have to be probably Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman from the animated series. I just saw, especially growing up, I saw that animated series as kind of the definitive tone for Batman, So everything in my head is always going to get compared to those performances. So, could this be another Solo, a Star Wars story? Of course, Ehrenreich wasn't the only problem with that movie. There was the switching of the directors and the writing problems. So, it doesn't seem like, they're having those problems yet. Matt Reeves is the writer and director of this film. So it's been a very solid vision throughout the whole process. So I can't imagine that, they'll have those sorts of technical problems. But again, when you cast someone as the Batman, that's a very crucial, another very crucial thing, because we all have ideas of who we think the Batman is, who Bruce Wayne is, and if Robert Pattinson can pull off the duality of the two. Let's see. Misfits Mayhem says, it is probably going to be connected to other DC movies, since DC is trying to connect like the way Marvel does with theirs, but not necessarily. Not necessarily. That's not really what they're going for anymore. Again, I brought out the example of the new Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix. Not connected to Suicide Squad, not connected to that Joker, a completely standalone film. And I would actually argue that DC is doing the opposite. They are trying to now break away their different franchises and make solo films based off their properties. And I don't think that this Batman movie will be connected. At least I would be very surprised if Matt Reeves the Batman is connected to, say, Justice League and Batman v Superman. I just don't see it. Let's see. Hobo Man's Mansion says, "How you doing, Rich? I'm doing pretty good. It's a Friday, and I'm doing pretty good on here. Yep." Let's see. I know that today is Friday, and I just want to pause the conversation for a minute to mention that I want to start doing something special on Fridays. I don't think I'm going to do it today because I'm just letting you guys know now that in the future I want to do something fun where every Friday's episode of the Rich Alvarez Show, I like do a little fun thing. Like, for example, like, I don't know if you should be following us on facebook.com/RMAProd. It's the official Rich Alvarez page. But we had a special live stream about a week or two ago where we were doing a live No Pain No Game where Garrett was literally taking shots of hot sauce every time he lost in the game. So I wanted to, I thought I should return the favor or return the pain, as it were. So I was thinking that every Friday, I would take a shot of hot sauce for whoever, I was thinking if somebody was to super chat, for example, because super chat, don't forget about super chat, it's a thing. I was thinking that if somebody were to super chat $20, I would take a shot, a whole 1 ounce of like a 1 million Scoville hot sauce. Just for fun and just because you guys like to see me hurt myself. I don't know. So that may be coming, something like that may be coming to Fridays on the Rich Alvarez Show. Probably not today because I don't really feel like taking a shot of hot sauce today. Unless someone really wanted to super chat the $20 today. I don't see it happening. But anyways, just saying. I'm gonna, so I think that's pretty much it with the topic, so I'll move on to, I see a couple other questions not related to Batman that I will answer, just because I love you guys and I want to answer your questions. So, let's see, Hobo Man's Mansion asks another question. What happened to Stupid Mario World? Stupid Mario World had 2 seasons. It's a show on our channel, in case you're coming in for the first time. Stupid Mario World had 2 seasons. It was a sequel to Stupid Mario Brothers, and then the entire Stupid Mario franchise got wrapped up in the film Stupid Mario Legacy. So if you've never seen our film, it's like, I think it's like 2-hour movie, hour and a half, 2-hour movie, Stupid Mario Legacy. Watch Stupid Mario Legacy. It wrapped up the entire plot line of Brothers, Stupid Mario World's Plumber Knight Returns. It wrapped up everything, so go check out Stupid Mario Legacy. It is the end of all of the Stupid Mario Brothers stuff. Let's see here. Misfits Mayhem says, "Yeah, I see your point now about them going their own direction. Also, that Joker movie looks really good. Any opinions on what you think from what we got from the trailer?" I thought the trailer looked pretty cool. It definitely looks like what they're promising, which is a smaller, more independent feeling, kind of Mean Streets feeling Joker movie. I know that Martin Scorsese is one of the producers on the film, and it does kind of have that air of a Martin Scorsese film, like a Taxi Driver or a Raging Bull, but like with the character of the Joker in there. So we can expect that it won't have like the bombastic, explosions and flying around feel of a lot of superhero films today. It'll be a much smaller film, and I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I love those big bombastic films, but I'm looking forward to a more more gritty, real, grounded film with the Joker. I'm excited for that tone for that film, and I think that it sounds awesome. All right. Well, I think we're going to have a little bit of a shorter video today because I only had the one topic, and I just wanted to get my opinion out there on that. These Rich Alvarez shows don't have to be very long. Well, we got 2 more questions. I'll answer these. Hobo Man's Mansion says, "What is your favorite video that you have worked on?" My favorite video that I've ever worked on ever? Well, I'm going to have to think about that because I've made a lot of videos, but I will get back to you on that soon. Ask me again in the next Rich Alvarez show, and I will have an answer. Twisted Dark Joey 2004 says, "So you play Mario and Elwood. Who plays Luigi?" Oh, well, that's Chris Muller. He's been a part of this channel since basically the beginning, and he's been in other videos, so... look around the channel, look at a lot of our Rich Alvarez shorts, our sketches, Chris has been in there too, we all kind of get around to playing different things on the channel. Let's see here. Michael says, still hanging out with Matthew Thomas Provincial, aka Wario. Yeah, Matthew Thomas Provincial, Matt, has been in a couple of our sketches recently. He lives on the other side of the country now, but once in a blue moon, he'll come and visit and do a couple videos with him. And that's why we did like a couple commentary videos and a sketch with him very recently. So yeah, he'll come in every once in a while. Carrie Anna Mason says, hello, how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. But again, I think that I'm going to just wrap up here because otherwise I'm just basically answering questions, and I think I've gotten my point across. And so if you're coming in now, I'm sorry, but that's the end of the stream. But you can always go back to the beginning and watch from the beginning to figure out what's going on in my head when it comes to Matt Reeves the Batman and casting Robert Pattinson. Alright guys, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of The Rich Vlog. I love you all. Thank you very much for subscribing, and don't forget to check out the new join feature. It should be down there next to subscribe. Alright guys, I'm Rich Alvarez signing off. Bye bye!